Naruto or One Piece, Chainsaw Man or Fooly Cooly, Jujutsu Kaisen or... Every show I just mentioned has one thing in common, and that's the fact that they're animated. Animation is a medium where you make something that doesn't move, and that's it. If something that isn't supposed to move starts moving, like a drawing or a puppet or a computer, it's animation. Thanos, animation, not a real guy. Rocket Raccoon, animation, not a real guy. These stick figures, animation, they aren't real. Your dad, not animated, just absent. All animation is movement. So why do certain people think that something that moves really well is better animated or worse animated than something else? And why does something that moves a ton get seen as bad animation?
And as with lots of things, the answer to that question can get a bit complicated.
An animated series or movie has a lot of different aspects to it besides the animation itself. So before I break down why certain people think something that's well animated is poorly animated or something that's poorly animated is well animated, let's break down each specific section so that we can stop using animation as a general term to talk about everything. And the first thing we're going to talk about is art style. Yes, art style and animation are different. Art style is the way in which the characters are drawn, shaded, and rendered. That's it. Is the line work very rounded or is it sharp and angular? Are the characters drawn very realistically or very stylized? Is the shading very heavy and realistic or is it minimal? And are the characters drawn with a ton of lines or are the line work more limited and only used when necessary? These are art styles, which is different from animation, as animation is the way the characters move. As you can look at animator James Baxter animating on Steven Universe versus his animation on The Lion King. The two characters are drawn, rendered, and shaded differently, but they're animated the same. And in the same vein, you find backgrounds. Backgrounds being the environment the characters exist in. And in the category of backgrounds, you can find 2D drawings, 2D paintings, or 3D environments. And next we have compositing. Compositing is where you put all your finished work, your animation, your backgrounds, your lighting, and your colors into one finished visual piece. And the keyword I use is visual. Because in the conversation of which things are better animated than other things, I feel like a key word a lot of people should be using instead of animation is visuals. Because when you look at these two scenes, even though they have the exact same animation, one is more visually pleasing because the work is actually finished. The whole product is finished, but the actual animation in the scenes is exactly the same, so they're both animated at the same quality or the same level. If I were to ask you which of these two scenes are better animated, I'm sure a great deal of you would say the scene from Demon Slayer is better animated, even though it barely moves. Demon Slayer is a well-animated show, and it certainly has its spectacle moments where the animation pops off and goes crazy. But Demon Slayer's main pull visually is not its animation, it's its visual presentation and its compositing. Studio Ufotable is not held to the degree it's at because it's able to push out top-tier animation like Studio Mappa. It is held to this degree because it understands compositing and CGI on a level most studios can't touch. In the same vein that better compositing doesn't make animation better, more detailed drawings also does not make animation better. Within reason, of course. Animation is about movement, so as long as you can convey movement properly, typically using the 12 principles of animation, you're doing a good job and you're doing it right. But whether you do that with a character design that looks like Optimus Prime, or whether you're doing one that looks like Finn from Adventure Time, does not make the animation better or worse. It can make it more impressive, it can make you more impressive as an animator, but it doesn't make the final product better or worse. I say this because I think it's reductive to judge animation based on the amount of detail an animator can or is willing to draw, as a big part of the relationship between animation and character design is a balancing act between adding enough detail to where the characters can still look like themselves and have defining characteristics, and actually be able to be drawn by the animators thousands of times every episode. Shows like Mob Psycho want to move a lot, so their character designs are very limited and minimal, whereas shows like Demon Slayer aren't going to be moving super often every single episode, so the character designs can be more detailed and less flat. And like in all things, there are exceptions. A lot of shows in the West have very simple art styles even though they don't move, and then you have shows like Chainsaw Man which have very detailed art styles and move all the time. And the rules I just spoke about are also different for 3D animation, as they don't have to worry about drawing the characters over and over. The details on the characters can be more intricate. Different people value different things in animated series, whether it's good drawing quality, pretty lights, or actual good animation. As an animator myself of a few years,
I value animation. I adore when a show moves a lot, and it makes me think about how someone was able to do something with the actual animation itself. Shows like Mob Psycho and episodes like Naruto vs. Pain are my bread and butter. Not everyone's like me, and that's fine.
Everyone's going to be different and have different things they really enjoy about a series, whether it's pretty lighting, whether it's really strong drawings. Everyone's going to be different.
But in the same vein, it's also important to give credit to those who deserve it. When you compliment the show's animation, you're giving credit to the animators, even if they're not the reason you like the show. So please, let's give credit to those who deserve it. If you enjoyed this video or have any questions, please comment down below. Like, subscribe, have a good day, and God bless.